Hello Libra, welcome back. Welcome to Karma on Deck. This is your weekly tarot reading for August 27th of 21. Let's take a look and see what energy is affecting you. As I was talking to Virgo, we have Mercury retrograde and a trine coming up with Venus and a bunch of little bit of energy coming up with that at the end of September. So we've got a lot of really benefics coming up in the beginning and then a kick in the butt toward the end there. Hello Nat, what's up? Good. All right. So if you have any problem finding any of these videos or you want to keep up with where you're at and don't see one popping, go ahead and look to my YouTube, Karma on Deck Psychic, and you can look up any of your signs there. They'll be under playlists if they're listed. If not, the most current ones are at the top. So let's take a look and see what's going on. She said, aloha to you too as well, my beloved. So the first card that comes up for you, Libra, is the Fool card. The Fool card's beautiful. I love it. It talks to us about opportunity, crossroads, making decisions and differences. I do feel as if some of this decision making that you have going on for you is the Five of Wands. It is about feeling pressured a little bit. You've got the Fool card, which is crossroads and opportunity, right? And then followed by that is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands sometimes refers to a conflict. It can often play with us about feeling backed into a corner too, where we're feeling like we have to make a decision, right? Somebody gets in your face, you're like, you know what, I got to say something. So this is sometimes criticism or even self-criticism where we're too hard on ourselves, etc. But this card right here talks to us about feeling like, I'm not sure I can take these opportunities. You have the King of Swords, Five of Coins, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups references our emotions and how we're handling things. And we're feeling very deeply. A lot of times there can be these emotions where you feel as if, the weight of the world is on them. It could be just, I don't know, spending grocery money where you should be doing something else. It could be literally anything, but this weight, this heaviness that's going on. You've got 2 or 3 cards already for emotions. Hi, Andra, what's going on? I can tell you there's also this indicator of things moving too quickly for you. Look at this. You got the Six of Coins with the scale in the middle. Of course you do. So this is you rising above the situation, sitting on the outside of the scenario, and there's mushrooms at the bottom of this. I love describing this card. So this dude's like floating and he's like perched up on his tail and he's got these mushrooms, which are his ideas. Like, how am I going to negotiate these next steps? And he's got the scale in his hand and the coins above him. So some of this, especially this one here, the Five of Coins, where he's got the coins up in the air and there's a maze at the bottom. And what's going on with this card is there's a puzzle that he's got to solve with his finances. And so some of us are like, how am I going to do this, right? And this is a representative of that. But down here at the bottom, Six of Coins, you've got some ideas you just haven't even grounded yet. So you have the Tower card, right? And so the Tower card means that your foundation is shaking. So I get it. However, the lesson with the Tower card is to look deeper at what the foundation is. So Net's saying my brother's in hospice, right? So when those things happen, you start to recognize where your support is, where your values lie, who's there for you, who is not, what you have in alignment. Like when you have something like this hospice, for example, it makes you think to yourself, well, what do I have that's in alignment or not? And it makes you look at the broader picture of things. I will tell you though, Libra, you have a lot of speed coming for you with the Eight of Cups, which means that things are going to move rapidly in this next phase. There might even, for some of you, be a Seven of Coins, which is a move. So you might find yourself moving, and that could be anything like a storage unit, an office, a bedroom, a home, something local or small. Now, we also have the Page of Coins. So it's a little different than the Five of Coins because the Five of Coins is not having that resource that you need to make things move and lubricate your finances a little bit and make them a little more fluid. We've got the Page of Coins, which really tells us the second step of this card is going from needing the money to having the money. So you're going to now, once you have it, figure out what to do with it in a more like beneficial way. That's a better stewardship. Let me look at this. We have the King of Wands. So just expect to be a leader in a lot of these situations and having to be a voice of reason. You have the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, and Ten of Cups. Also the Eight of Cups. That tells me a lot of emotion is going on around you. The Ten of Cups is often indicative of you having support. So these are these two reflective individuals being there for one another in balance. I like that one so much more than the Lover's card. Just expect yourself to have one or two things. You're going to be excellent at expressing yourself, and then you're going to have meltdowns and you're not going to be able to express yourself. The difference between the King of Coins and the King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is more nurturing, so that'll be more like less of a fall apart. King of Cups is probably going to be the energy in the room kind of thing. So I wonder if there's been some impulsive spending with Libra with the Knight of Coins and the Two of Swords. Again, you have the scales right here. So this is 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So every decision feels like you have to sacrifice something in order to accomplish anything, right? Where you have to give up one thing, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You're ended up right where you started. So yeah, with the Page of Coins, it tells us there's a new beginning. But very important to mention before I put these away is the King of Swords. You got a lot of kings here. So that means outward, forward, expressive emotions, right? Now, it's not like all personal and self. It's outward and being there for others. But the King of Swords represents you've won the war. Now you must win the peace. So that's representative of knowing that you may not have this, like, a couple years ago, we bombed Syria. Nobody talked about it, but I thought about it a lot. It wasn't talked about. And when we went over there, you know, I had to think about that. You know, there's a lot of work yet to do once you've had a war, right? What do you do afterward? You reestablish your government. You reestablish your peace. You build the community that you want. So victory doesn't always mean the work is over. Victory means that you've won. Like when you get divorced, okay, you won your half of the house. Now you got to sell the house or move out. Or if you sell a business and you're dividing things, you still won, but there's work yet to be done. So don't get discouraged on that. The win is enough right now. Take a win when you can. I am going to pull a card from Mystic Dreamer and look at your moon reading. So for Libra moon out there, this is for you. Let me shuffle. So I'm going to straighten these around. I messed them up. So please join me on my YouTube, Karma On Deck Psychic. For those of you that are on my other social media platforms, this allows you to see the picture-in-picture, and you can kind of see the cards and how they play with one another and what they're really trying to say as a sentence rather than just each individual card. For your one-on-ones, book at karmaondeck.com. There's classes there. There's going to be a retreat coming up. Well, I don't want to call it a retreat. Everybody likes that word, but it's a workshop for women's body positivity. We're going to be doing body painting on canvas that you get to take home, a drum clearing and meditation session. There's going to be possibly some other treats there too, and maybe a massage while you're there. We're going to see how it all comes together, but that's going to be about 3 weeks. I'm going to release that information in a day or two when I have confirmation. So let's look at your Libra moon. Sorry about that. I messed it up. Hi, Cammie. All right, here we go. Okay, Libra moon, here you go. Magician. Are you finding yourself having to talk to a lot of different people? Magician's all Mercury energy. We have the Devil card. So what's afflicting you? Is somebody lying to you? Is there like complications with things? Is there substance abuse? Is somebody's bad habits getting in the way? Because I'm seeing the Ten of Swords, which is victimhood, right? The Ten of Swords is all about, sometimes it's feeling like a victim. Look what's happening to me. And other times it's about people literally, you know, doing the thing, like whatever that violation or betrayal is to you. You know, sometimes it's someone's word. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. And other times it's a deliberate manipulation. I would say with the Devil card in play that you should use caution in how you examine and vet people around you and their information and their actions, because this tells us that that duplicity and that, you know, integrity, lack of integrity is there. And so you want to look closely, look at those bad habits, look at the substance abuse, look at whether their word measures up with what they say they're going to do. And if you have any suspicion about somebody not telling the truth, well, there it is. This is so, and I like to say this all the time, like the woman that's going on her husband's phone looking for cheating, right? And she finds out, you know, he's got a gambling problem or something else, but you may not be right about what you've come up with logistically. Like you may not have consciously thought things out in a linear way or correctly, but your spirit's telling you something's wrong. Just pull the string, find out what's underneath there. Or if not, just trust your intuition and make choices based on that alone. It's a powerful place to be, is the self-knowing, right? Again, a card that I neglected to talk about as much in your general spread was the Knight of Pentacles. And I was wondering if it was going to talk to me a little bit more. The Knight of Pentacles has to do with new beginnings. And it might even be a little bit of impulsive spending. So you're in this little line where, is it impulsive spending or is it trying something new and, you know, is it successful? Sometimes we get into situations where a new business opportunity will look like that. So this is your chance with the Ace of Swords at the end to find out whether that's going to be in play. Now, I see the Hierophant card. Now, either you or someone around you is being stubborn or arrogant, right? That's my arrogance card. It also has to do with faith and how things are supposed to be. Well, you should not wear your skirt so short, or you should go to church on Sundays, or you should you know, be in bed by 9, like whatever you should yourself with. The Hierophant's all about faith as well. So if there's undertones of seeking or undertones of wondering what's going on with things like religion or your belief system that might be challenged, we are seeing the Justice card and the Five of Wands. So you might find yourself in these discussions with others where you're having to defend your position on it. Okay, this might even include Legal matters, because the justice card is in play, very different than judgment, where justice is about the mediation, the paperwork, the contracts, etc. Now, moving forward, I see a slight amount of lack of hope. I wouldn't say that it's depression because it's not combined with others, but let me pull these other cards. Okay, yeah. So we have the Five of Pentacles, and this is in front of a church. So you've got 1, 2, 3 cards here, kind of indicating belief. So we have the Five of Pentacles, right, which has lack of hope. So these are two individuals. One is walking past the church door like deuces, and the other one's sitting in front of it, and she's got this beautiful face like, I'm frustrated. I don't know if you can see that, but the one on the bottom is just frustrated, and this one's just like walking by. So this is like having opportunity to dive into faith, or even the faith that you've had around you hasn't been sufficient or isn't meaty enough or doesn't get to the bottom of what you need. So the Hierophant, the Five of Pentacles, and the Moon card indicate like a lack of hope. We're having a hard time clinging on to things and coming from gratitude because it's just so frustrating for you. You did have the Tower card, and you're feeling betrayed a little bit by people who said they'd be there. Now, you have the Knight of Swords in addition to the Five of Wands and the Ten of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is you speaking up. It may not be pretty, but it needs to be done. So there is this recommendation for you to just like flow with it, right? And even if things are kind of feeling stuck, just remember the first card in your reading was the Fool card. And again, it's showing itself here in the Moon reading, which it talks to us about opportunity. Another little sneaky card or two that's in your spread here is the Two of Cups, which talks about love and balance. So you might find some holy moments in this next few weeks, or at least this next upcoming week. I'm thinking probably this weekend, where you're going to find like these things that you can't explain or put your finger on, or if you did explain it, it just couldn't give it justice. So the Two of Cups is about perfect balance. It has a caduceus in here that has to do with health and healing as well. We have the Nine of Pentacles, which is celebration. So not everything's going to be ugly. Not everything is going to be ugly. Let me just say it that way. Because even though you have these things, you're making them bigger, because it's the movie that you're in, right? It's the scenario or the play that you're acting out, and it's just a moment. But for some reason, Libra's getting kind of stuck, feeling as if this isn't going to change. Maya Angelou says every storm runs out of rain eventually. So this isn't going to be like horrific. I'm going to pull one more card for you because I have an inkling. But we have the Moon card, which is fear. So think of the fear. Net King was talking about a hospice situation. It's fearful, it's difficult, but we have to face it. We are not excited about it. We're afraid of making the wrong decision or having the wrong outcome, but it is necessary to do the right thing. So it's a great example of one of those fearful, necessary things that we know we need to get through. Let me pull this one more card. Four of Pentacles. So be cautious of people again. So this is your confirmation. Set your standards, set your boundaries, and make sure you speak to them, because I do see that people around you are not playing with, I don't want to say honesty, but they're blurring lines a little bit. So you might feel that weight a little bit. Let's pull a card for you from the Divination of the Ancients and see what your message is for my Oracle deck for this week. Here we go. Let me shuffle these a little bit, see what you got coming. Ooh, I can feel it. I already got an idea what we're going to see. Ooh, I almost thought we were going to get Shagai, which is scattered. But we have the footprints, which means direction. So one of my favorite things to say to almost anybody, either in a reading or in a coaching session, is know thyself, right? If you know yourself and know what you want, you know what direction you're going. So it's clearer to you. Anything that comes along that isn't on that direction is very easy to say that's not for me, because I know where I'm going. Footprints have to do with direction. Where are you going? And also like choosing your path and your companions on it. So what is your direction? Have you asked yourself? Sometimes we are buffeted around by other people's decisions, scenarios, and situations. And so getting clear on where your direction is can be beneficial to you. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. I will catch you on the flip side. Remember, the answer to every question is love. So I will catch you on the flip side. Let me see what our next... Scorpio, my favorites. So I'll be right back to do Scorpio. Thank you for hanging out with me, Adam.